It was July 16th, 1969, when NASA launched the Apollo 11 spacecraft in an attempt to send the first men onto the moon. 3 astronauts, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, the lunar module pilot, and Michael Collins, who was the command module pilot. The Apollo 11 spacecraft was sent into space to complete the primary mission of performing a manned lunar landing, returning samples from another planetary body, and the descent back to Earth safely. The Tasman V rocket that propelled the crew to the moon still remains the tallest and heaviest ever built. It measured in at 363 feet. That's an amazing 110 meters tall. It had to be assembled in what was the largest building at the Vehicle Assembly Building in the Kennedy Space Center. A building so big, clouds formed inside of it. The public was astonished by this immense mission. The television audience for this event was estimated at 600 million, which held the record for a staggering 12 years. It was a hairy moment when coming into landing. A flat area of the moon called the Sea of Tranquility was picked for the landing site, but on approach the automatic landing system was guiding the module towards a huge boulder. Armstrong immediately took manual control of the spacecraft, avoiding a catastrophic crash. Funnily enough, Neil Armstrong's small step quote could be one of the most famous lines in the history of mankind, but in reality he actually stuffed his delivery up. He was meant to say, "That's one small step for a man, one giant step for mankind." He forgot the A and instead said,
"It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind."
On the other hand, recent opinion polls have shown that 20% of Americans and 28% of Russians still believe that the moon landings were faked by the government to overtake Russia's efforts to land on the moon. There's several conspiracies highlighted by theorists which could conclude the moon landings were all a hoax. In the footage published by NASA, viewers had noticed that the American flag, which is under the moon's atmospheric conditions, should not be moving around at all, as there would be no breeze or air movement to move it. NASA claimed that the flag was stored in a thin tube and the ripple effect seen must have been from when the flag was unfolded.
People on the world that thought that they'd never gone on the moon at all, and that this was just a fix-up on some Hollywood studio, and the Americans would be glad to drop it as soon as they could.
Finally, one compelling argument for the moon landing hoax is a total lack of stars in any of the photographic and video evidence. There are no clouds on the moon, so stars are perpetually visible and significantly brighter than what they're seen through the filter of the Earth's atmosphere. The argument being that it would almost be impossible for NASA to map out the exact locations of all stars, therefore intentionally leaving the stars out of any shot and falling back on the excuse that the quality of the cameras washes the stars out, even though you can take a low quality image from Earth of stars and be able to see them correctly. What do you think?